Cool.
Are we live?
Yep, YouTube is live. Facebook is not working, but that is all good. Hey everyone, welcome to the live. We're really excited to have you here tonight. See that there's definitely some folks who've been waiting and commenting. So
excited to have you guys here.
Yeah. It's a Friday night. Exciting. It's January. It's tax season. It's very exciting time of year for all of us.
How many people do we have in here right now? 33. Okay, that's pretty good for right on time. Yeah. All right, and that's just going to keep going up. This is great. Guys, welcome. It's so great to see you all here. Let us know in the chat for any of you guys, who are near your computer or phone, like, how are you feeling specifically about tax season? You can be as detailed or as just simplistic as you want. Like, are you freaking out? Are you at peace? Just all those things. We would love to know. And I do see some people asking about Courtney. Yes, Courtney, the accountant, as we like to call her. She is coming on, and she's absolutely phenomenal. We'll do more of an introduction for her in a little bit. But yeah, she's amazing, and we are just here to help you guys, here to put you guys at ease. Somebody says, or Carrie says, panic mode. Yeah.
Shoot me now.
Shoot me now. Oh gosh, this is true. Okay, well, this one's a little bit better. Lisa, not worried about tax season. Good for you. Okay.
All right. Yeah. So
very good.
Different folks in different places. That makes total sense. Mm-hmm. Hopefully we can all get a little bit more comfortable tonight. Yes. We've gotten a decent number of questions submitted ahead of time, so we're excited to go through those. And then, of course, if questions come up while we're doing the stream, we will be happy to answer those as well. And if we don't know the answer, we'll tell you we don't know.
Yeah.
So what do you think?
Trish is here. Hey, Trish.
I mean, it seems like we should introduce ourselves, introduce Courtney, and get the show on the road.
Yep, we absolutely should. Do you want to start or do you want me to start?
How about you start, babe?
Okay. So in case you guys don't know, we are a husband and wife team. My name is Faith. This is my husband, Paul. And very long story short, we started My Reseller Genie out of kind of a huge need. So I had started out as a reseller when it's, close to 10 years ago now. Is it really? Yes, close to, more like 8, probably like 8 years ago. I entered my first tax season as a reseller, and somebody said earlier that they were just in panic mode. That was me. I was in panic mode. I was having headaches regularly. I was crying all throughout January, February, March, because I didn't know what to do. I didn't even know where to start as far as like tracking the numbers and, like just trying to organize what I needed to file my taxes. And guys, get this, my husband is an accountant. And so he would come home from work, from his accounting job, and just see me a complete disaster. And he was like, all right, I need to help this girl. So he was my superhero. A lot of people think that he looks like Superman or Clark Kent. I agree. Let us know in the chat if you think that, but he is my Superman. And he really rescued me that tax season and the ones following. Because what we ended up doing was combining all of our knowledge collectively, me as a reseller, knowing what resellers needed, Paul as an accountant, and just knowing, taxes and bookkeeping and things. And we created My Reseller Genie. So we are super excited to be here. We've heard from thousands of you at this point over the last several years. We've been doing this how long now? 4 years?
5 years.
5 years. Wow.
A lot.
He's much better with dates and years than I am, as you can tell. But but we've been doing this for a little while now. We've just talked to so many of you guys and have heard repeatedly the same things. I don't know what to do when it comes to my numbers. I'm terrified. I'm scared of my numbers, all these things. And My Reseller Genie was built with that in mind, with you guys in mind. And we make it so that, and let me just say this really, really quick, because some of you guys are on here and you might be wondering, what is even My Reseller Genie? It is a bookkeeping software. So think of us kind of like QuickBooks, but we only care about resellers. And so we have what you guys need to track all of your inventory, your sales, and your expenses across all selling platforms. And then we give you guys the reports that you need to file your taxes yourself or to hand to your accountant, whatever you do. But yeah, we're kind of like an all-in-one solution for resellers. So do you want to add anything else to that?
No, I think that's a pretty decent opener. So now you know who we are. And we're going to bring Courtney up onto the stage in a minute. What can I say about Courtney? Courtney's great. She's helped out a lot of My Reseller Genie customers, whether it be with bookkeeping or taxes. She's very experienced with resellers. She has a lot of reselling clients in her practice, and she's a sharp cookie. She's got a master's in accounting and finance, and let's bring her on stage.
Yay, Courtney.
Welcome,
There
Courtney.
she is.
Frederica Accounting. Do you want to tell people why Frederica?
Yes.
Because your name's Courtney.
I know. So my husband was in the military when I originally opened my firm, and he did not want our last name, my name, anything on my firm. So unfortunately, our cat Frederica had passed away like the year prior, and I felt like it was the perfect name, Frederica Accounting, to honor our first fur baby, who was a big part of our life. And it just kind of flowed from there. So it became Frederica Accounting after her.
I love that. I love that.
So anything else that you'd like to tell folks about yourself, whether it be additional career stuff or fun facts, your favorite Starbucks drink?
So I don't drink Starbucks.
Oh, hey, I learned something.
That's good.
I only drink from a local coffee shop. And someone in here named Bats, he can tell you that because I yell at him all the time because he's always drinking Dunkin'. So I drink at a local coffee shop all the time, and all my coffee grinds from a local coffee shop. So fun fact about me. I used to write curriculums all the time. I still part-time work with a textbook company and review textbooks. Let's see. My husband's now a law enforcement officer, so we've kind of switched from military to a cop, but we don't like safe careers apparently in this house. And we have, well, you'll probably hear me or see me look around because our dog Hercules loves to misbehave during these. Maze, the old cat, is just sleeping downstairs, so she should be no issue. But the dog, no promises.
Oh, I love it. I love it. I love it so much. And Hercules, I know we've said this before on a live, but Hercules is just like the best animal name, best dog name. Like, it's fantastic. Yeah. Hey, Eric is here. I think Paul is Superman, aka Clark Kent. That's hilarious. Yep, I do too.
All right. So we haven't given the agenda yet.
No.
We should get down to business.
Yep. Let's go over the agenda. Then we're going to dive in. So basically, guys, we are going to start with the questions that some of you guys already wrote in and asked us. So we gave you all the option to do that. I have a list of those here. It's not crazy long, so don't worry. Stick around. We're going to do giveaways, but we're going to just fly through those real quick. And then also, if you guys have tax and accounting questions, which you better, because hopefully that's why you're here, or questions about My Reseller Genie and how that works, we want you to drop those in the chat. Okay, we're going to go through and we're going to answer those in the order that they came. And we're going to take, tiny short breaks to do giveaways in between. And then probably around 7:45-ish, we're going to do a short demo of the My Reseller Genie software for resellers. And we're going to just share briefly how that can help you if you're not already using it. And, we'll answer more questions about the software. And then we'll end with more tax and accounting questions. I should say we'll end with answering those. So,
hey, Trisha.
All right, guys, thank you so much for being here. Please hit the like and the subscribe button. All right, so first question. Okay, question from Tammy. And Courtney, I think this one's for you. I'm a very, very small time reseller, so I use my personal vehicle. I was involved in an accident that totaled my car. I got reimbursed from the insurance company for my car and got something else. How do I reflect the vehicle change on my taxes? What information do I need?
So in a sense, you don't really reflect anything because you're not going to report that loss on it for anything. The only time that may change is if you were depreciating your vehicle, but since it was a personal vehicle, you shouldn't be depreciating it as a business expense. So the only thing you'll have to do is make sure that you have the mileage for like the part of the year that was with the old vehicle, the mileage that you had for the new vehicle. And that's pretty much it.
Gotcha. All right. Yeah, Tammy, if you're here, let us know if you have any follow-up questions in the chat.
Yeah, sorry to hear about your car.
Yeah, hope that you're okay too. Like, that is just, gosh, that's never convenient and that's really horrific. I hope you're doing okay. Okay, next question from Sandra. And this is for Paul. To start using your program, My Reseller Genie, I would need to manually insert all costs of goods once they are integrated from eBay, right? Once your system is integrated with eBay, does it also bring over my draft listings, or does it only bring over listings that are active/live? Thank you.
Yeah, great question. So yes, you would need to add your cost of goods if you're tracking inventory in My Reseller Genie. So if you already have those in a spreadsheet, you'd be able to upload that. So it's not necessarily every single item you're manually updating. But yes, since that's not tracked in selling platforms, you would need to put that in. And then what was the second part of the question?
does it only bring over the listings that are active or live?
Oh, yeah, great
or
question.
does it also just bring draft?
Yeah, so we bring over the active listings. So the new active listings are the ones that get imported. And if you wanted to put in inventory before it was listed, you can. It's just a little bit more of a manual process.
Awesome. Really quick, Tammy, the question that we answered first, she just said, I'm fine, thank you. I didn't know it was going to be that easy. I love that. We love that, right? I know that a lot of us get really just terrified over tax questions and it gets all jumbled in our heads. I used to be that person, but while there can be, you know, some nuance to things, and that's why we're here, that's why Courtney's here to help. Just remember, guys, we all got this. There is a bit of a learning curve, but that's why we're here, and we're going to all learn and grow together. So this is good. Okay, next question from Tracy. What reports do I need to generate to give to my accountant? Great question.
So as long as you're sign fell over there. Schedule C, like tax return, you're not doing an S corp, partnership, anything like that. You just need your income statement, or like on my Reseller Genie, it's a profit and loss statement, and your inventory statement if you're doing accrual. Now, if you're doing a cash, whole nother story, an accrual in a sense, but you just need those two things, profit and loss and your inventory statement, if you're just a Schedule C person. Now, if you're one of the others, you need your balance sheet, which is now offered on my Reseller Genie.
Do you want to add anything to that?
No, she nailed it.
All right. Okay, questions from Larry. I've been out on medical leave since the end of September, and eBay deletes our ended listings after 90 days. How do I handle the new listings of my ended listings that are in my MRG inventory already? Please keep in mind that I resell via consignment contracts and need to keep track of the time I have spent on my clients' items and the activities I've completed.
Okay. Yeah, so essentially new listings that are or they're essentially relisted items, right? And so if the items are already in my Reseller Genie, when the new listings get pulled in, my Reseller Genie has a duplicate checker. And so what that does is it looks at two things. So number one is the item title. If the item title is the exact same, it'll flag it and say, hey, this looks like a duplicate. Do you want to import it or delete it? And in that case, he'd say, delete it. And you'll retain the original list date and all that, so you can, track the history of the item, no problem. Or if the item title is changed and you have a SKU and the SKU matches up, it'll flag it again and say, hey, this looks like it might be a duplicate. And then you would tell Genie either yes, don't import it, or actually no, that is a new listing, do import it. So that's the short answer. If you change the titles and don't have a SKU, then it gets a little bit more complicated, but hopefully the titles are the same.
Yeah. Hey, really quick, we have somebody, Katie Perry, says, I noticed MRG is now able to do a Schedule C. Yes. Yep. We implemented that a little while ago. Can you just really quick tell everybody all the reports that we can offer folks for taxes and stuff? I mean, Courtney basically mentioned the big ones.
Yeah, so I mean, for tax purposes, profit and loss statement, if you're doing accrual inventory method, we have an inventory report and then a balance sheet, depending on how you are taxed, you might need that or not. The Schedule C it's basically like a standardized format for a profit and loss statement. And yeah, my Reseller Genie does have a Schedule C generator.
Super exciting.
That being said, we don't have the 2025 form in yet because it was just added like 4 days ago. I really thought they were going to have it in before 2026, but no.
Very frustrating.
All right. Yeah, so those are, tax purposes, those are the reports that we have.
Cool. All right, question from Scott. If you do not receive a 1099K this year from eBay with the $20,000 or 200 transactions now in place, how do we know what amount is being reported by eBay to the IRS so that we can at least know what to match on the Schedule C? Or do we just assume that gross sales are reported without the 1099K requirement and carry on with our own books and records? Oh, that was a mouthful. Courtney.
So even if you don't get a 1099K, I always have to say this at least once alive, no matter what, you need to report your income. Please and thank you. So even if you don't get the 1099K, you still are going to report your total sales on line 1 in the Schedule C. And then you'll report like any of your expenses, like the eBay platform fees, your shipping fees, advertisement fees, whatever they are, those will get reported further down. So just like the 1099K, it would be the total sales number with all those fees included, and you still have to minus them out. So it's no different than if you got the 1099K or don't.
Yeah. And so something that sometimes trips folks up is for eBay, since you're collecting money for shipping and that hits your account, that's shipping revenue. So that money you're collecting on top of the item titles would be reported as revenue.
I forgot about that.
There's so many details.
Yeah.
There are.
All right, guys, we just have 2 more questions that came in early, and then we are going to get to the questions in the chat. So hang tight. This is great. You guys are doing great. Okay, question from Molly. Question about cash basis inventory. To account for inventory, I no longer want to have for same bad pickups. Gosh, Courtney, I hope that you understood this. For a cash basis tax return, do I simply reduce the value of my remaining inventory on line 41? Also, is there anything I need to do in MRG, again, with cash basis accounting? Okay, so yeah, Paul, you're actually really good at filling in these blanks.
Yeah, no, the way the question's worded is not clear. And so I can't answer it as it's worded. If you're watching right now, would you mind dropping some clarification in the chat about what you mean by for same bad pickups? And we'll do our best to answer. Thanks, Molly.
Awesome. Sorry, I should have caught that when you wrote in.
Yeah. Also,
Okay.
Before the next question, someone's asking if we're going to show us a demo of the income statement and inventory statement. Yes, we will show you that in my Reseller Genie.
Yeah, guys, hang tight. We're going to show you a lot of things in Genie and just make your lives a whole lot easier. So, okay. Well, the last question that came in, a question from Nancy. I sell in a variety of ways, including my own shop. I use Square for that. Venmo, Cash, local boutiques where I'm a vendor, and eBay. I have to pay California Department of Tax every January 31st for sales tax collected. Technically, my gross receipts and sales would need to match my federal Schedule C. Trying to pull all this data via Excel is a nightmare. Sometimes state sales tax is collected by and sometimes by the platform, not always, and sometimes by a boutique where I never see what the sales tax was. Does MRG help manage this mess so that I can easily figure out all my sales, local sales tax obligations, etc.? This may be too complicated for the demo, but I figured I'd try. Paul?
Yeah, so as far as local sales tax, when you say local, I'm assuming you're referring to like a county level or a city level sales tax. That's a little bit deeper than we go. So we kind of go to the state level. So you can put sales tax for the state, you can put the sales state. And then actually, let me just show you while we're talking. Courtney, can you see my screen?
Yes.
Okay, great. So yeah, on a sale record, there's a field for sales tax, and then we have a field that's called liable to pay, which is just yes or no. So if you're the one who's collecting the sales tax,
they just mean state sales tax.
Oh, just state. Okay, great. That simplifies things.
Yep.
Local tax is annoying.
Nancy, I'm so glad you don't have to deal with that. That does sound like it would have been a nightmare. Sales tax is good enough.
For anything that you're collecting that you need to keep track of, you would mark yes under liable to pay. And then we haven't talked about this report yet in Genie, but we do have a sales tax report. Hopefully I have some data here, which will show you the total for each sales state and then whether it's liable to pay or not liable to pay. And then if you need to look into the details, you can just click the line and all the sales details will show up below. So I would say sounds like it's pretty good for what you are, what you're trying to do.
Definitely easier than a spreadsheet because we'll do the calculations.
Yeah. I would say it's going to be a lot easier than a spreadsheet.
Yeah. Awesome. Okay. I do have one more question before we jump into the questions in the chat. And I want to hear from both Courtney and Paul. What would you guys say to a reseller who's completely freaked out and clueless over how to start accounting for their business if they haven't been, or maybe if they don't even? Yeah. Yes, that's good enough.
Yes, Nancy, I do. She's one of my clients. So one thing I always say is start small. Like start with something, I don't know if you're using spreadsheets, My Reseller Genie, either way, like pull sales, simple, like just pull sales and just, look at those. If you're doing accrual, like I'm sure at some point we're going to ask that question. You want to make sure you're putting in your cost of goods, but start small. Like just start with 1 month, January, or February, whatever month that you want, and just start small. If you go through everything at once, pulling your sales, pulling your inventory, pulling your expenses, you're going to just end up like throwing this book and saying you're done. I always say start small and take your time. And if expenses seems easy to you, start with that. So that way you get in a rhythm of doing something before you start doing everything.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's good.
Yeah. And yeah, so I mean, my advice would be similar to that. And I want to key in on something that Courtney was saying, which was kind of the transaction types that matter for most resellers. So like I call them the golden three, which is sales and refunds, inventory, and expenses. And for most reselling businesses, those are the key things that you need to be tracking.
Yeah. Can I just pause real quick?
Yeah.
Guys, 3 things. Say them again.
Sales and refunds, inventory, and expenses.
Sorry, I just have to say, guys, as a reseller, as one of you guys, like when I realized that it was that easy in the sense of like, okay, we just answered a bunch of really complicated questions. Well, I didn't, but Courtney and Paul did, right? Complicated questions from the audience. Like, yes, like there's some nitty gritty stuff that we have to get into that some folks need to get into. But at the end of the day, guys, it's 3 things that you need to track. I can do that. If I can do that, you can do that too. I just say that to kind of put you at ease a little bit as we continue on in this. Keep going. I'm sorry I interrupted you, but I'm very passionate about this.
Yeah, well, so the other thing that I would say is like if you kind of need a little bit more structure, like a little bit more of a plan. We actually, this year, we released a course for resellers, this Introduction to Reseller Bookkeeping. And so that's kind of targeted for folks who don't have any bookkeeping background. They don't really know where to start, and they kind of want something solid, like a solid plan to go with.
Yeah. And
we're effectively giving it away for free, but we're giving you an incentive to complete it. So Evie, drop the link.
Just did.
Oh, she just
did.
did.
Guys, a couple comments up. Evie, our moderator, just dropped all the information about the course, which is fantastic.
Yeah. So basically, if you sign up for the course, the cost is $147. But if you complete it in 14 days or less, we give you your money back. So you can either get it as a cash refund or apply it as credit against My Reseller Genie software. And it's just 3 hours of video content. So 14 days is very doable. Mm-hmm. The main reason we're collecting that payment is just to make sure to hold you accountable to your goal of, learning reseller bookkeeping. So I would say that's another good route to go if you're feeling super overwhelmed.
And then one more thing is that Courtney, who is on here with us, she is accepting new clients. So, if you guys are just thinking, okay, this is all great and everything, but I don't even have the time. If you need someone, just to share everything with and just help you get everything straightened out, Courtney is fantastic. I'm going to have Evie drop Courtney's scheduling link in the comments. Someone is saying, the course is amazing. I found it so helpful. Thank you so much. And then people have just been saying all throughout the chat how amazing Courtney is. She has a lot of her current clients here in the chat. And yeah, so we would highly recommend her. Evie just dropped her link. But yeah, set up an appointment with her and just, talk things through. She's going to help put you at ease too. She's amazing and she understands this stuff in and out.
And there is an error on my website right now, and I am so sorry for it, but I saw someone comment about it. It says free consultations. It's not supposed to. Obviously, because of the error, I'm sure I might get some emails. I will give it to you at a discount, but I do not offer free consultations. That was an error that was supposed to be fixed, but apparently is not.
Did you have an AI on your website?
No, it was her developer. Oh goodness. Okay.
It happens.
We are, guys. I promise. I know I keep saying we're going to get to the chat. We are, but we had one of the people who wrote in earlier kind of clarify her question. So Molly says, "I'm so sorry, I was unclear. I meant to say I want to know how to account for inventory I want to get rid of because they turned out to be things I never should have picked up. I use the cash inventory method."
Oh, that's super simple. So since you're using cash inventory method, sorry for just jumping in on this, Courtney. You've already written off the inventory, so there's no additional expenses to claim. You just get rid of the inventory. So you don't need to do anything from a bookkeeping standpoint.
So easy.
All right, so we're going to scroll back through the comments that have been coming in and find additional questions.
Awesome.
I'm just going to answer that one at the bottom that says, what's the consultation? So normally they're 50, but because of the error and I feel awful, I will do them for 25 if you email me tonight. But after tonight, they go back to 50.
That's way too good of a deal.
Guys, okay, I'm not just saying, I'm not trying to be a salesperson. That is incredible.
I feel bad.
Wow, that's incredible. Guys, go click on the link whether you think you need it or not.
Send me an email because if you click on the link, it will say 50.
Yes,
so send me an email and I will send you I'll send you another link.
Evie, if you didn't, can you, okay, no, it looks like you did. Maybe drop Courtney's email in the chat again, Evie. Somebody's asking what the consultation consists of.
So it's where we meet, we discuss all your needs, wants, to see if you need me as a bookkeeper, if you need me to just look at things periodically, if you want me to do your taxes, if you need me to review taxes from the past. We talk about everything and anything so that way we know what you need to do going forward. You feel comfortable. And it's kind of like a meet and greet. You get to know me, I get to know you, and we can see if it's going to work out really well. So it's a consultation to really talk about everything and anything. It is only 30 minutes. But usually in those 30 minutes, we know what we need to get done and next steps.
Awesome. Guys, people are saying, yes, Courtney is awesome. Client here with Courtney, recommend, and I paid way more than that. Courtney is worth every penny. Yeah, guys. Yeah, highly recommend. All right, guys. So we're going to start with the questions in the chat, and then we'll do a couple of those. Then we're going to do a giveaway. And then in about maybe 20 minutes, we're going to do the demo of my Reseller Genie, and then we will get back to answering more questions.
All right, perfect.
Okey-dokey.
So Eric, all right. So Eric, sounds like you've been signed up for my Reseller Genie, but haven't been keeping up with it. And so you're trying to figure out like, all right, how do I get caught up basically? So this is going to be highly situational, but I'll just kind of make some oversimplifications. And if it sounds wrong to you based off what you're seeing, reach out to our support and we'll give you more personalized advice. So I would say if you're using the accrual inventory method, generally speaking, it's probably going to be simpler for you if you haven't been keeping up with all that to just reset your account and just kind of do the initial setup that way, because trying to like match up sales with inventory and, getting your current inventory all lined up and getting everything aligned like that is really tricky if you're not staying on top of it. But if you're using the cash inventory method, things are a lot more simple. So what you can do is if you're missing any activity from like any of your sale platforms, you can just import the data for that time period. If there's any overlap, Genie won't import duplicates because it checks IDs. If you have like a bank account that's connected, then it's just a matter of like going in and updating the transactions that have pulled into my Reseller Genie. And let me actually share my screen and show you like an easy way to do that is honestly just running a profit and loss statement for the year. And then of course I don't have a lot here, but you can click on lines in the profit and loss statement and see all the details. So any line that looks wrong just off the top of your head, you can click into there and update it there. And that's a really simple way of kind of making sure that you're updating everything. So yeah, let us know if you have additional questions based off your specific situation, but that's kind of generally what I would say.
Mm-hmm. That's good. Real quick, before we jump to the next one, somebody was asking towards the end what the difference is between cash and accrual. We will answer that, but I did want to let you guys know that Evie just posted a link to an article that explains the difference. And it's a very, very helpful article, but we will answer it also on the live once we get to that question. Okay, next question in order.
I also do all 50 states because someone asked if I do Western New York taxes before. I do all 50 states, so don't think because you're not in the same state as me, I can't do your taxes. I actually do all 50 states because I was a military wife and we moved all the time, and I realized there was a need for someone who understood what it was like to be in all different states. So I do actually do all 50 states.
Awesome. Thank you so much for sharing that, Courtney.
All right.
David says, I have an MRG question. Is there a way now or one coming that allows us to suppress a category or transactions? I want to keep them in there, but I don't want them to be a part of my profit and loss. Interesting question.
So there is not a way to do this. And I'm curious to know what the use case is for this. Because like from an accounting standpoint, this doesn't make sense to me. But you're not the first person to ask me about this, and so I'm just kind of curious to learn more about where you're coming from, and if you want to share. If not, that's okay too.
Guys, are we frozen right now? So sorry, Courtney. Are we good?
You're good on my end.
Okay, somebody just asked if we froze. Can you guys also let us know? Yes, there is a promo code for MRG in the chat, or I'm sorry, in the description, and Evie will also drop that. I'm so sorry. I guess we are waiting for David's response here, but let me just give a quick.
No, we'll move forward, and if he gets back to us, that's fine. By the way, David's been with us for a while, so shout out, David.
And I just met with him before this live.
Oh, amazing!
Oh, nice.
Yay, David! We love you, David. Okay, good. It's not frozen. Yes, there is a promo code, and on that note, guys, so we are giving a 15%. That's 15 discount, either for your first monthly payment. Or we also just released an annual plan, and that code will give you 15% off the whole annual plan, which equates to how much of a discount, babe?
I'm sorry, I was reading the comments.
Oh,
what did you
okay,
say?
gotcha. No, that's okay. So you're already going to save money. If you sign up for the annual plan, you're going to get the equivalent of about 2 months free if you do that. And then with the coupon code, it's going to be an extra 15% off. So it's about 3.5 months free that you get. And also we have a 14-day money back guarantee. So there's no strings attached at all. We know that you're going to love it, but if for some reason it doesn't suit your business needs, you can shoot us a message and we will refund you in full. But yeah, that coupon code is MRG Live 15 at checkout.
All right, cool.
Oh, David did get back to us.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah. So he said, my transactions for purchases are showing in my MRG. I use accrual and I put the COGS in when I put in items. I still want to keep track of my purchases.
Yeah. So David, great. I'm actually, let me show you what I would recommend. Well,
I should have answered that because we just talked about that and I knew that's what he meant. And I just realized I should have told you. My bad.
No, it's all good. So if you, the simple answer is what you want to do is add a general ledger account with a type of inventory. And then you can just put like inventory purchases for the title or whatever you want the title to be. Or actually, if you're already tracking it with an account, you can just.
So he currently, I can explain. He currently has like a line item on his profit and loss, and he just labels it purchases. Well, we came to realize tonight because he has his COGS, obviously, and his inventory and stuff, he's reporting it twice, but he wants to be able to see that he made those purchases in 100%. His still.
Yeah. No. So since you already have the general ledger account, go to your settings and then scroll down to the list of general ledger accounts, and you can find it and then change the type to assets inventory. Ooh. So that's going to pull it out of your profit and loss statement, and you'll keep the history still.
Thank you. I was going to email you about it, but I don't have to now.
Yeah, that's super simple. And we can go a little bit, further into that, if probably not on here, but if you wanted a balance sheet as well, there would be an extra step. But just for that, pulling it out of the profit and loss statement and keeping that history, that's how you do it. Thanks for sharing, David. You can also attach receipts to those transactions if you're buying them at Goodwill or somewhere that gives receipts.
Awesome. Someone was asking how much the annual plan costs. So yeah, really good question. So our monthly plans start from $11.99 and go up to $22.99 a month. If you go to annual, I believe it's $169.99 for the year, up to $229.90 for the year. We always recommend the ultimate plan unless you're just, well, I shouldn't say we always recommend it, but that is the most popular because that plan has the most automation. So we integrate with different platforms, and we're also working on adding more platforms. So yeah, highly recommend the ultimate plan. But yeah, I mean, you could also upgrade anytime too. But the discount is a one-time discount. So, I say go big or go home. All right, next question. All right. Salon Barbette says, I've sold some personal items on my same eBay account. How do I handle tracking an MRG, or is it as simple as not entering those items?
Do you want to do this, Courtney, or you want me to do it?
I was going to let you, since it said MRG.
Yeah, so the big thing with selling your personal items is you don't want to report a loss on those sales. So the kind of the most common practice that I'll see a lot of resellers do is just kind of zeroing out the profit on the personal sales. So Genie will connect your transactions, like your shipping expenses and all that, to the sale and give you a gross profit for that sale. So then you can just put in the purchase price, the gross profit amount, and then your gross profit will be $0. You want to try and make that more simple, Courtney?
I don't know if you can. Sorry, I was yelling at the dog, or like chucking shit at the dog.
Yeah. So the big thing is just don't write the items off at a loss.
No,
that's the big thing.
Zeroed out is probably the easiest way to do it. Just zero out the sale.
Yeah.
Or the cost.
Yeah. Although I guess, so technically one other case would be if the item had increased in value. So like if it's a collectible or something that's, worth $20,000 and you bought it for $5 back in the day, the cost that you would claim is the $5, not $20,000 now.
Yes.
So that's kind of an uncommon case, but it does happen. All right, cool. Recently moved from Vendoo to Nifty. Anything I can bring over from Vendoo to Reseller Genie to make my life easier for 2025 taxes? Or is there anything I should know about Nifty going into 2026? Yeah, so in Vendoo, if you were tracking your purchase price, I would say it's probably worthwhile to export an inventory report, because then you can take that and upload it into Genie and save yourself some time with putting that information in manually. So, I mean, that would be the main thing. As far as like things to know about Nifty going into 2026, this is just kind of across the board for cross posting. Genie allows you to sync inventory from different platforms. But we're different than a cross poster because our main goal is not like posting different things to different platforms. It's tracking your items for accounting purposes. So you only want to sync items from one platform, because if you're cross posting to all the platforms, Genie, pulling in items, that means you're going to have duplicates, and you don't want that. So whichever platform is like your master platform where all of your listings go, sync your inventory from that and turn off the inventory syncing from the other platforms. That would be kind of my main advice. And if you have any other like specific questions that you're wondering about that I didn't cover, let me know. All right. This is our first year as resellers with eBay, Poshmark, and a booth. We do not keep track of inventory costs. How can we do Schedule C without inventory? What is cash basis?
So you would still, so if you do cash, you would still put your inventory purchases on the Schedule C for the purchases you made that year and that year only. Now, if you go, I might as well just go to the accrual part?
Yeah.
Or do I just leave it at that?
Yeah, let's you know what? I'll talk about accrual inventory method versus cash inventory method. So the way that I like to try and distill it is like it really comes down to one word, which is timing. So with accrual inventory method, you're recording an expense when an item sells. With cash inventory method, you record an expense when you buy the item. So there's a little bit more that goes into the bookkeeping for accrual, but big picture, that's all that's happening. It's just the timing of when you record an expense.
Nice, babe. That was great.
All right.
He's got that down in such a good way.
Yeah.
It's in the course.
I figured you had to repeat it.
Take our bookkeeping course, guys. It is it's absolutely fantastic. Guys, just a reminder to anyone who just came in, we are answering questions in the order that they came from. We are jumping a little bit to the front if we see that somebody's commenting to clarify one of their questions earlier, but we are trying to do that. We had a couple people asking if they can use the coupon code if they're an existing user to upgrade to the ultimate plan. Or I'm sorry, the annual plan.
No, the coupon code's for new signups.
Okay. Yeah, guys. So the coupon code is for new signups.
But if you do upgrade to annual, there is still a discount for the.
Thank you. Yeah, you're still saving like 2 months basically by upgrading to annual. Okay. Joshua says, I sell at a consignment flea market. I manually enter my sales for each month. Often I end up with a variance between what my sales are and what I enter. Often it may be over or under by 50.
So I'm assuming that you have some sort of a sales report that you're referencing to know that you're over or under by 50, or maybe I'm wrong on that. So depending on how much sell at a consignor flea market.
Is it because of what it's hitting, like their bank accounts and stuff, like the money they've made or something? Like is it one of those weird, moments?
Yeah, I'm not sure. I think I probably need a little more context on this question to give you a totally satisfactory answer. That being said, generally speaking, I guess this is yeah, give me a little bit more context because I don't want to say something that's not helpful or not addressing what you're actually asking about, Josh.
Awesome. All right, I say let's do 2 more questions. Then we're going to do a giveaway. We're going to give Courtney a break, and then we're going to do our demo. And then we'll come back to answering your questions. Okay, so garden resale question. We did HR block last year, and an older guy did our taxes and not sure if he did it right. He wanted to go through cash method when I have the accrual method. Can Courtney check if it was?
Yes, I can. I've done this for multiple people. It's nothing new. And I know you had another paragraph after this one because I saw it come up. So like right after this, she had another.
Thank you. Yes. Oh, yep. You're right. Okay. Accrual method, or if you change this to cash method. I haven't bought anything last year since I still have lots of inventory that is not listed from over 5 years ago. Thanks for that.
Yes. Yes, we can check what he did. And if while I'm checking it, we feel we need to amend it, I can amend it as well. Obviously, there's fees with that. And you can even go back to him and say he needs to fix it because it was an error on his part and everything. So, but yes, I will 100%. If you do a consultation or whatever, because I know you've been talking about that in the chat, we can totally talk about this and look at it and decide what you need to do.
Amazing. Guys, these questions are they're fire tonight. Like you guys are just on top of it, and you guys answering are amazing. You guys are doing a great job. All right, one more, and then we're going to do a giveaway. All right, Nancy says, I'd like to know if and how you can capture expenses, office versus materials and supplies. Does she mean?
She's talking for your software because so she already has a spreadsheet that I deal with every year. So she's talking about using you guys.
Perfect. All right, got it.
Okay, cool. Yeah, so there's a couple options. So you can connect a bank account to My Reseller Genie or a credit card. And while it doesn't support every single institution out there, there's over 12,000 at this point. It may be more. So if you have a question about your specific bank, shoot us an email and we can check and see if it's in the list.
Yep.
But you can also enter it either manually or upload expenses. So there's a lot of different ways that you can do it. And you can also attach receipts so that you don't need to have all of your receipts in a shoebox.
Which is, yes. Guys, let us know if you've seen an office ad about resellers circulating through your social medias. Okay, so with that, we are going to give Courtney a break. She is going to come back. So don't worry, guys. We are not going to end the live tonight until we've answered all of your questions. So maybe I'm going to regret saying that because there's a lot of questions coming in here. But
I saw that. I was like, oh, I need a break.
We are here for you guys.
So I had back surgery, so that's why you're seeing a back brace. So that's why I'm taking a break. Plus, they get to show you their amazing software.
Oh, well, Courtney, I wasn't going to say that, but yeah, guys, Courtney just had major back surgery and she's in a lot of pain. So it's amazing, even more amazing that she's here with us tonight for free, giving us her time. So yeah, we're going to give her a break and then we'll bring her back on. Okay. Okay, right. Guys, you let us know in the chat. Do you want us to give away one of our bags that everybody loves, or do you want us to give away a free month of our software? Let us know in the chat. These are the bags, by the way. They are much loved and coveted. I don't know if you could see that. Could you see that?
Yeah, they can see it.
In front of you. Oh, okay. All right, sure? Okay. Yeah, I guess they could. Okay, my bad. Sorry.
All right. So what are we doing for the?
All right. Okay.
The entry keyword.
All right. The first person says bag, so we're going to do that. Let's just do bag. You want to do that? All right, guys. If you want to enter the giveaway to get a free Genie tote, enter the word bag, B-A-G, in the comment section. We're going to give this just a couple seconds, and hopefully you win. Okay. And we're going to be doing a few other giveaways tonight as well. So, all right.
Pretty sure they need to put hashtag bag in.
Oh, do they really? Oh, guys, my bad. Wait, nope. Is it working?
It's working, but it's got to be hashtag bag.
I don't think so. Okay, guys, do hashtag bag just in case. My bad. I don't think it did.
Well, there's only 9 entries, so.
Yeah, but I think that there's a lag is what I'm saying.
You think there's a lag in the bag?
Up to 14. A lag in the bag. Bad.
A bag lag.
Guys. All right. Oh, okay. This is awesome, guys. All right, we're up to 20. Hashtag bag in the chat. I'm going to get in front of you.
All right.
Here is our Genie tote. People love these. Our customers absolutely love these. They are huge. They are the IKEA style bag. And we're going to ship this to you for free if you win. So hope that you do. And wow, these entries are still coming in. Guys, this is a steal for sure. These are not cheap. I will say that. People love them. Wow, these are still coming in.
How many states do we have left? We're trying to send a bag to every state.
Oh, no, we've hit them all.
We hit them all?
Yeah.
Oh, all right. Well,
yep, cha-ching. Yep.
Yeah.
Not cha-ching.
We were stuck on South Dakota for a while.
I think so.
Or was it North Dakota? It was one of the Dakotas.
It was one of the Dakotas. It was hard to find like a reseller in there who claimed a bag. All right, guys, we are going to draw this in 5, 4. Hashtag bag in the chat. Last chance. 3, 2, 1. All right. Let's see. I mean, somebody got in there right at the end there. Who's it going to be? Big Thrifting. Congrats.
Congratulations.
All right. We are so excited for you. Evie, our moderator, is going to just let you know in the chat what you need to do. Just shoot us an email at support@myresellergenie.com. And we are going to send you one of these for free. Awesome. And with that, guys, we are going to go ahead and dive into our demo. And I'd say, I mean, we have a ton of questions left. So hit the high points. And
yeah, I'll make it pretty quick.
Yeah.
All right.
Can you, before you dive in, can you just give a very, very brief summary for anybody who just came in about what Genie does?
Yeah, for sure.
Okay.
All right. So if you're not familiar with My Reseller Genie, it's a bookkeeping software that's built specifically for reselling businesses. So think of us kind of like QuickBooks, but we only care about resellers. So I'm going to share my screen and just kind of go through some of the more popular features, especially the ones that might be relevant to you during tax season. All right, so obviously, the whole reason, or one of the biggest reasons why you would have a bookkeeping software is because you want to know what your numbers are, right? So My Reseller Genie seeks to kind of give you what you need to access information easily. And then if you want to dig a little bit deeper, you can dig deeper. So like right now we're looking at the overview dashboard, which, just right at the top, it gives us income, expenses, profit percent. Super convenient. Now, if you want to dig more into that, you can click right on there and it'll run a profit and loss statement for you for that time period. So you can see how it all breaks down. And then if you want to dig more into a given line, you just click on it and then you can see all the details below. So, and then there's actually even more study that you can do if you want to like dig into your sales with the sales analytics features. But let me pull out from there, because one of the big questions, is like, all right, great. Well, you have reporting, but how does the information get into the system? Because I have a lot of information for my business. And so it's going to be a lot of work if I have to manually key it all in. And something that a lot of our users really appreciate about My Reseller Genie is the ability to connect different accounts to the software. So right now we have eBay, Poshmark, Mercari, bank, and credit card integrations. So for a lot of folks, that covers a lot of their data. We're working on more integrations right now, but obviously it takes a lot of effort and resources to not just build, but also test those integrations and make sure they're working as intended. But for a lot of you, that's going to cover a lot of your sales. Now, for any platforms that aren't currently integrated, you can either manually enter that information or you can upload it. So depending on how many sales you have on a given platform and how comfortable you are with doing uploads, sometimes it just makes more sense to manually input it, or other times it's like, all right, well, an upload is going to save you a bunch of time. So we give you flexibility either way with that. Now, there's a lot of other features in My Reseller Genie. I want to just go into reports right now, which we kind of briefly touched on already with the profit and loss statement. Now, if you're not familiar with profit and loss statement, that's just a report that shows you all of your income and expenses in one place. So for most of you, well, actually for all of you, no matter how your business is set up, you're going to need a profit and loss statement when you're filing your taxes, because you got to report how much you made and what your expenses were. I guess the IRS doesn't really care if you report your expenses. They'd prefer that you didn't. But you want to report your expenses so you don't have to pay extra taxes. So that's, profit and loss statement. Every single reseller needs one of these. Now, the inventory report, unfortunately, this account doesn't have any inventory in it, but I'll just run it and show you the blank report. So if you've ever seen a Schedule C before, you're going to recognize all of these lines. So inventory balance at the beginning of the year, purchases during the year, and balance at the end of the year. So on the Schedule C, you're going to have to put in each of those numbers if you are using the accrual inventory method. So that just means the value of your inventory at the beginning of the year, then how much you purchased in inventory during the year, and then how much inventory you had at the end of the year. The IRS uses those numbers to calculate your cost of goods sold. So the math is like balance at the beginning plus purchases minus balance at the end equals cost of goods sold, which if you think about it for a little bit, it's pretty intuitive, but initially it's like, well, that's a really backwards way of calculating things. So yeah, inventory report is available for the folks that need it. And then the other report that we had mentioned that some people will need for taxes is a balance sheet. So if you're not familiar with a balance sheet, it's a report that shows assets, liabilities, and equity for a company. And if you don't need it right now, you might need it in the future. So like a lot of resellers will either be sole proprietorships, they'll be single member LLCs, and taxes are more simple when that's how your business is being taxed. But as you make more and more money, a lot of accountants will eventually recommend doing something called an S Corp election to save on some of your FICA taxes. So once you get to that level, you will need a balance sheet. So it's something to bear in mind for the future. Depending on how well your reselling business does, it may be on your horizon. All right, now there's a lot of other reports here, but I'm not going to go into all of them. If anyone has specific questions on, on any one of these reports, we can talk about it. We already saw the sales tax report earlier tonight, but I think that's probably good enough for just a quick demo showcasing.
That was quick, babe.
Showcasing some of what my Reseller Genie brings to the table. Like I was saying, it's very deep software, and so like as your bookkeeping knowledge grows, there's a lot of functionality in Genie that you can make use of. Or if you want to keep it simple, you can just keep it simple. So it's nice to have a system that can kind of grow with you and where your business is at.
Yeah. Before we bring Courtney back on, do you want to just answer a few of these Genie questions that are coming in after this demo, or what do you think? I think we should just give her a few more minutes.
Yeah, that sounds good.
Okay.
So I'll scroll to the bottom and start answering. Wow, there's
a lot of
there's a lot of comments here. All right, cool. Okay. All right. So, K. Marie, I ran the inventory report. Any idea why that could be? I'm assuming you meant you can't see it. Let me know if I'm guessing wrong. It was zeroed out. So if it's zeroed out, like every line is zero, then that means that for the year that you ran it for, there's no inventory data.
Oh, that's okay.
Yeah.
Sorry.
It means there's no inventory data entered into my Reseller Genie. So go and look at your sales and inventory. Look at purchase dates and purchase prices. And for anybody who is not seeing the inventory report in their account, you might have your account set to the cash inventory method, which hides the inventory features in my Reseller Genie. So if you did that on accident, you can just click the gear icon, and then it's right up here, inventory accounting method. You can just switch it off there. So super easy. All right.
Okay, Courtney's ready to go back on, so I think maybe we should.
That would be a lot better because it would be.
Totally. Okay.
Okay.
All right, guys, we are back to answering your tax and accounting questions and questions about MRG. Courtney is back. Again, for those of you who just joined us, she just had back surgery. So, Courtney, you let us know if you need another break, and we will do that. Okay. All right, are we on this one? Okay. Can you explain refunds for taxes?
Yep. And then she followed up with, what do you need to track? So I think this was probably coming from when we were talking about the golden three, sales and refunds. So the reason I say those two together is because you want to track sales separately from refunds. The reason why is because on 1099Ks, we'll come back to that in a second for those who don't know, on 1099Ks, the platform will not take refunds out. They'll just report the sales revenue, even if it got refunded. So you want to make sure your sales numbers line up with the 1099K, but you also want to make sure you have a record of the refunds so that you can back out that revenue on your return and not overpay in taxes. Now, coming back to what's a 1099K, if you're not familiar with that, it's almost like a W-2 for your business is a simple way of thinking about it.
Yeah, that's good.
So if you meet certain requirements, platforms are obligated to send a 1099K to you, which reports your total dollar value of revenue on their platform and the number of transactions on the platform. So that's what it is. All right. And they also copy to the IRS. So that's why you care about lining up with it.
Gotcha.
All right. And then what will we talk about?
Parker, stop it.
All right. So yeah, Molly, any plans to integrate Depop? Yeah, we absolutely. Oops.
Way to go, Paul.
Yeah. Any plans to integrate Depop?
Yes, we do have plans to integrate with Depop, and we actually chatted with someone on their team not too long ago. They're kind of making a big push in the reselling community. Like they're really investing in sellers and you know seeing like how they can be a better resource to the community. So that's super cool to see.
Yeah.
But yeah, so it's on our list for sure.
So again, now we have a ton of people asking about integration. So we don't share which ones we're working on, but we have several right now that are in the works. We can say that, and you guys are going to be excited. So that's what I'll say. Okay, next question. And we are going to do another giveaway soon.
All right. So this is not a dumb question at all.
Not
this
a dumb question at all.
It's a fundamental question, but it's not dumb.
Yes. Someone is asking, what is the difference between the cash method in the inventory? I'm sorry, the cash method in the accrual inventory method.
Yeah. So we talked a little bit earlier about the difference for cash inventory and accrual inventory method. And that's, comes down to one word, timing. It has to do with when you record an expense for inventory. So those terms, cash inventory method, accrual inventory method, they're commonly used in the reselling world. They're not like technical accounting terms, but it's kind of like a reselling industry standard to hear those terms. So yeah, accrual inventory method means you record an expense when you sell the item. Cash inventory method means you record an expense when you buy the item. Now, zooming out a little bit, because this might come up for some of you, your company as a whole can also be cash or accrual. That's a bit of a different conversation. Again, it comes down to timing. I'll just say 99.9% of like all small businesses, maybe that's overstated, at least reselling businesses are cash overall, even if you're using accrual for your inventory method. So if you go into an accountant and they're like, your cash method, don't immediately like freak out and be like, no, I'm tracking inventory, because you can be both. If you're accrual inventory method, you probably are both.
Yeah, that's good. Guys, these questions are fantastic. Oh, and just another little plug for our bookkeeping course. Some of you guys have already signed up for it tonight. We go over all of this in our course, and yours truly, well, Paul here is the teacher, and he does a fantastic job. It's about 3 hours of video, well worth every penny of the $147 for a course. That's a really, really good deal. But what we're doing is if you complete the course in 14 days and you shoot us a message, within 14 days, then we will refund you your money.
You actually don't have to shoot us a message. It's totally automated.
Oh, hello.
Like you'll get an email and you need to go in and claim it. But
oh my gosh.
Yeah, you don't need to reach out to us.
That's okay. Thank you. I didn't even know that. You will get your money back, and you can either keep it or you can apply it 2 months of Genie. So we highly recommend it, guys, especially if you're sitting here in the chat and you're like, I don't even understand half of the words these people are using. Really, really recommend that. All right. Playroom 44 says it was sweet.
It's not a question. I just wanted to say, hey, shout out. Thanks for sharing your experience with Genie.
Well, should we read it?
Yeah, read it. Okay. Sorry.
For
anyone listening.
It was just most people. It was sweet logging on for the first time in a year the other day and watching my numbers import. Very fun. I could see how keeping up with costs all year would be a good idea. Maybe this year. Yes, Playroom. We believe
you got it. This is your year.
Yes.
You can always do better.
All right. So garden resell thrifts.
I did the wrong car for miles. I recently found out. Can it get changed? Oh, man.
Are you talking about in a software that you did the wrong car? Are you talking about on a tax return you did the wrong car? Because that could, ultimately you just need the mileage for the year in all reality. for the most part. So
yeah, and if you're like using a new car for mileage, there's on the Schedule C, there's a date of service, or not service, date put into service. So like if you started using a car during a given year, you just put that in as the date you began using it, and you're all good. So I don't think this sounds like
a tax return you need me to look at, or thinking I may need to look at. I can see they just wrote tax return, so that's why I'm asking.
Okay.
Thank you, Courtney.
Because if it is, we can look at it and we can discuss it. I promise. We'll get it. We'll get you all squared away. Don't be afraid.
No, they responded tax return, right?
Yeah, she just.
Oh, okay. She just said. Okay, sorry. Okay.
Yeah. All right. Do you want to read this one?
Yep. So I used to use Vendu, but now Nifty, which has no way to track analytics like type items, where purchased, cost of goods to see how items are performing. Can MRG do this? I'm Cash been using Excel for taxes.
Yeah. Yeah, we track all of that. So for like type or category, Genie will track 3 levels. So like level 1 is kind of really general. So it could be like clothing. And then level 2 is more specific. So think, like men or men's clothing. And then level 3 is more specific. So like boots, or those aren't actual categories, but I think you can catch my drift as far as like types. Where purchase, we have it's called a vendor field in My Reseller Genie. And this is kind of cool. We just recently added a chart. Of course, I'm probably not going to have any data to like show you how cool it is, but let me tell you about how cool it is. So
a little bit. Yeah.
Well, unknown. But yeah, so this chart shows you like revenue and profit by source. So you can see for a source, so like whether it's if you did a bulk buy or something and you wanted to see, what's my revenue, what's my profit percentage, you can see that. Or if it's a specific sourcing location, like a thrift store in your area, you can see how well the items you're getting from there tend to be performing. So that's a pretty cool tool. And with our dashboard, you can set different date ranges. So yeah, and then of course, COGS, yeah, you can track that in My Reseller Genie, no problem. So yeah, everything that you're Cash been using Excel for taxes. Okay, so one thing on this, if you're keeping an inventory value, technically that would be a no-no in terms of using the cash inventory method. So Genie doesn't actually support that. Because we don't want to give people a system that might get them in trouble. But everything else, yeah, you could track.
That's good. Someone was just saying, I'll take your free bookkeeping course. Just to clarify, it's not free. You have to pay for it up front. It's $147. But in the end, yes, if you complete it within 14 days, it is essentially free in the sense that you get your money back, or you can apply that $147 to your Genie subscription. And the link is in the chat if you would like to sign up for the course. Should we do another giveaway right now? Or do you want to do a few more questions?
Courtney's going to laugh when I post this one up.
All right, let's do this question. Courtney, could you explain how you manage client books in MRG? I have a couple of clients that I will be moving to the platform soon, but I'm guessing we are just going to share a login. Oh, dear.
So keep at Paul about this, like I do. I would greatly appreciate it, but you will have to use their login and password for now.
For now.
I said for now. I was nice. I said for now.
You were nice, but you didn't sound as certain. So I just want to add a little certainty. Yes, this is on our list. I feel for Courtney and her pain of,
and the other bookkeepers who are using Reseller Genie, because there are several. So.
Yep. So
if you want to message me, I don't mind bookkeeping. Hill bookkeeping. Sorry, I read that wrong. If you want to message me, I can tell you what I do. I have no problem sharing my knowledge and helping at all. We might as well work together and help each other.
Thank you, Courtney.
Of course.
All right. Do you want to do a giveaway?
Yeah, let's do a
All
giveaway.
right, guys, let's do a giveaway. We are going to give away a free month of My Reseller Genie, whether you are an existing user or a, thinking about signing up for the software. We're going to do that. And in order to enter, what word are we going to do?
Hashtag organized.
Oh, that's a tough word. You guys better be.
Ooh, I like it.
Fingers. Okay. Type into the chat hashtag organized for your chance to win a free month of our ultimate plan, which is the highest tier, has the most integrations. And it needs to be organized with the D. We got some people saying organize. Sorry, guys. And just so you know, it only counts you typing that in one time. Okay. So if you sit there and try to type it in 10 times, it's not going to make a difference. All right. While those entries are coming in, I just wanted to let you guys know about our customer support because we haven't talked about that yet. And I will make this short and sweet. We have 5-star customer support, and we care deeply about our customers because we know what it's like to be on your end. And, I have that reselling background, and we've met hundreds of you already at trade shows. And yeah, we really, really care. So we always reply to messages within 24 hours. It's usually a lot faster than that. And you can email us. That email is support@myresellergenie.com. You can also reach out to us on Facebook or on Instagram. We have this YouTube channel, that's dedicated to help videos. We have the bookkeeping course. We have a help center.
There's a chat window in the app, which it'll automatically connect you to chat with an AI. It's usually pretty good with simple questions, but if there's something that like you're not getting a good answer to, there's a button that you just click that says message support, and that goes to a support rep in the United States, and we get back to everything like she was saying in 24 hours or less. During the week, it's usually a lot less. Weekends, it's still usually a lot less, but it's a longer wait time than during the week.
One Tall Sunflower says, your customer support has been absolutely amazing so far. I'm new with Genie. And Kimber Champlin says, excellent communication. Thank you, guys. We appreciate that. Okay, let's draw this winner for the free month of Genie. Here we go.
All right. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Who's it going to be? We really need music for the background. I should be playing that on my
right.
Oh, Miss Tempting Treasures 4060. Congratulations. Let us know in the chat. Are you new to Genie or will you be new to Genie, or are you currently with us? Either way, congrats, because you just won a free month. And look at the chat. Evie is just letting you know how to reach out to us. You're just going to shoot us an email at support@myresellergenie.com and we will get you set up with your free month. Congrats. All right, guys, back to these questions, and we're going to try to fly through them because there's still a lot of questions. These are amazing. You guys are amazing. Okay.
Is this recorded? Yes.
Yes, this will be live, or not live, but this will be on our YouTube channel.
Yeah, under the lives.
Under the lives. Very good. Okay, next question. All right, from David. Did we already do that one?
Yeah, we did.
Oh, okay, we did.
He was just explaining.
Oh, gotcha. Okay.
The inventory purchases.
Good thinking.
All right. How much is the annual plan? So basic is $119.90. Ultimate is $229. Premium somewhere in the middle. All right.
Okay. Can I export my inventory, Nancy?
Yes.
Yep. Can I export my inventory in Genie?
Yeah. So let me show you. Exporting data in Genie is
a lot of emails from Nancy coming to me.
Nancy, hang in there. We got you. We're going to answer all your questions. I mean, you can email Courtney, but we'll answer you too. Okay.
She's a great client. She is a great client.
Yeah, so everything in Genie is super easy to export. When you go to the transaction details, there's just this export button right here. You click that, click download as CSV, and then it's a nice spreadsheet friendly format. And actually, while we're talking about that, because we've mentioned like transaction details, how you can look at the transaction details by clicking on lines in the P&L, but you can also export them here. So, and that goes for all the reports. So for the inventory report, for example, this is a great report to export the balance at the end of the year. I tell everyone that I talk to about, who's filing their taxes, to export your inventory balance at the end of the year, that like the detail that makes that up. Because if you were to accidentally, delete something or change something and you needed to rebuild a balance, it's really good to have that record in place. So Genie makes it easy to back that up.
Yeah. Can I just say, guys, like my first year filing taxes with Genie reports, my brain was going to explode in the best way possible because of how easy it was. Having that inventory report, especially, with doing accrual inventory, it's huge because when I didn't have this, I was doing all of those calculations myself and it took so much time and there was errors and it was just a wreck. So highly recommend. Nice. Okay. David says, I just want to make sure I know what to pay on my quarterly taxes.
Yeah. So this is
emailed me
too. Okay.
Yeah. So this is just in line with talking about, pulling the inventory purchases out while keeping the details. We already answered that, but I'm glad he brought this up because I did want to just mention another thing that you can set up in Genie. So for quarterly taxes, if it's your first year, you might not be familiar with quarterly taxes, but basically, like, how your boss usually collects taxes from your paycheck and files them throughout the year. If you're self-employed, you're the boss. So quarterly taxes are basically like doing that for yourself. And Genie will allow you can set up an estimated tax rate. And then when you run your profit and loss statement, so like if I wanted to run it for Q1, I can run that and then I can toggle on estimated tax and it'll tell me based on my estimated tax rate, what to pay in. So it's a super simple feature that's like really basic to use, but it's kind of nice for just having a sense throughout the year of like, what should I, pay in? And even if you were one of those people who are like, I'm not going to file quarterly taxes or I'll just pay penalties, you can at least kind of have a sense for how much you're going to owe in taxes at the end of the year.
Yeah. Huge, huge help.
And if you need help with quarterly taxes, I can also help with that. I do have a link on my Calendly to help with that.
Excellent. Yes. Yeah. Guys, for those of you who are just joining, Courtney is taking new clients. So whether you need help with bookkeeping, with My Reseller Genie, with filing taxes, with, you name it, she can help you with that. So definitely schedule a meeting. All right. But what if you have original purchase receipts and you actually sold the item at a loss?
Yeah. So this is kind of following up from earlier. I was talking about how if you're selling personal items, you can't claim a loss for that. So Bilal, in these circumstances, if it was a personal item, the assumption is that it lost value over time. And so even though originally you paid, let's say $100 for it, if you sold it for $10, then the assumption would be, okay, well, it lost $90 of value. Courtney, if there's some nuance there, feel free to correct me on that. But the Schedule C says not to claim losses on personal sales.
Yeah, it's better to just zero it out.
But if it was like something you bought for your business to sell and you sold it at a loss, yeah, you can claim a loss. So it's two different dynamics.
Can I answer Nancy's question real quick? Because it's on top. It's based on this, and I don't want to.
Yeah, I'm glad to know what your face was about. I thought you were disagreeing with me. I was like, I don't know why she's disagreeing with me right now.
No, I wasn't disagreeing with you. She was asking, what if it's not a personal item? This is just for personal items. It's different for regular items you buy. So if it's a regular item you're buying for the thing and it is a loss, that's fine. This is just for personal items. So that's why I'm shaking my head. Sorry, Paul. Didn't mean to scare you.
I wasn't scared. I was just confused.
Sorry.
Faith needs to keep reminding me to keep my voice down because our son is sleeping upstairs. She doesn't want me to wake him up.
I'm so worried about him waking up because we don't have a babysitter, but that's okay. I would just go be with him.
He'll learn to sleep through anything. I'll be all right.
I don't know. Some kids don't like me, and I'm just the lightest sleeper.
That's
And
me.
I'm worried he's like me. Yeah. Well, he is so far, so we'll see. Okay, where do we enter COGS?
Yeah, so it depends how you're accounting for them. So if you're using accrual inventory method, you can put it into the purchase price field. So there's a purchase price and a purchase date on every inventory item and every sale. So you would have that updated on everything, and then Genie will take care of all the math for you and all the reporting. On the other hand, if you're just writing off inventory when you buy it, then you would enter it as an expense, and you would set the general ledger account to inventory purchases, or if you're not seeing this account in your Genie, you can create a new one for inventory purchases and just give it a type of expenses, cost of goods sold.
Nice. Really quick, I think that there were a few follow-up questions about the last question. What if it's not a personal item? Nancy was asking that.
Yeah, so we...
Oh, you did that. I'm so sorry.
Yeah.
Sorry, guys. I'm like modding and yeah, my brain's all over the place.
Yeah, it's a lot to
It's okay.
keep up with. Thank you.
Did we get, when you say 0 out, did you do this one?
No, I didn't see that one. Sorry.
Oh, no, you're good. Carrie was asking a follow-up. When you 0 out personal items so you don't take a loss, do you mean zeroing out the COG?
So what I mean by that, let me show you again in Genie. So, all right. In Genie, you can see your profit for the sale. So like we've got our transaction fees, and then if there were shipping costs added in, that would be accounted. If there are other fees attached, like ad fees or something. So all of that comes up to a gross profit amount. So if I were to zero it out, then what I would do is say, all right, gross profit is $24.04. So in my purchase price, I'm going to put $24.04. I click update, and then my gross profit shows as 0. So that's what I'm talking about. All right. How can I track the mileage on my car if I forgot to get the odometer reading in the beginning of the year? There is no past service receipts. Yeah. So, Courtney, do you want to weigh in on this?
So what a lot of people have been doing, and I saw that later on, she said Google Maps hasn't been reliable for tracking and stuff, is a lot of people, because they have their receipts still in a sense, but I don't know if you mean no past service receipts, like no like service on the vehicle, but I'm sure you have receipts or have kept track of what thrift stores you've been to for the year, all that type stuff. You can pull those and pull the mileage from like your home to there via that way. There's a lot of different options in this. There's options for this in a sense. It's not always about that odometer reading like it used to be, because now like with Mile IQ, with other ways, it's based on the total mileage that you did for the business that year.
Yeah. So Courtney mentioned Mile IQ, which I mean, I kind of wish I had an affiliate link or something for them, because I really like them.
Mm-hmm.
Me too. I'm always announcing them everywhere.
Yeah. If you're not familiar with them, they're a mileage tracking app that you can get. I think they charge $90 per year. And I mean, for a reseller, it's totally worth it, because you guys do so much driving around with your sourcing and taking stuff to the post office and all that good stuff. So capturing those deductions becomes a lot easier when you're using an app like that. And then you can actually record the mileage in Genie. So what we tell people to do is like at the end of the month, just take your total out of Mile IQ and then plug it into Genie. Show you what that looks like. So when you're adding a mileage, you just put in mileage, select one of the mileage accounts, and then you can put in how many miles you drove. So like 200 miles, the date, and then, you know, a description like home to thrift to home. You thrifted 100 miles away from your house for some reason. And then Genie uses the current IRS mileage rate to calculate what the deduction would be for that expense. So MyLIQ can keep the full detail, and then you can just like monthly get that deduction entered into your profit and loss statement. Yeah.
Yeah. Guys, I think that this has like been the best tax question live that we've had so far. Like there's just so many questions. Kudos to you guys for being so on top of it. We're going to keep answering, but I just have to ask, let us know in the chat, should we do another one of these before tax day? Is it April 15th? It's always April 15th, right? Yeah.
It depends. If it's a weekend, it's not.
Oh, okay. That's
or a holiday, like when it's falls on a like I think sometimes when it falls on a holiday too.
Okay, gotcha. All right, Nancy says, I was using the cash method until 2023. When I switched to inventory accrual, would I set my cost to 0 for these items since I already wrote them off?
Nancy, you know we've done this already. You good. I have your return from last year too.
All right. Nancy's getting the special, well, not special treatment, but she is paying.
But if you're talking
awesome.
My Reseller Genie, then yes, you need to make them 0 because we wrote off those costs. I just realized she said in my uploaded file. So if you're uploading into My Reseller Genie, then yes. And if you need help, you know to message me.
Yep, that's what she said in my upload file. We got you, Nancy. Good.
Sorry, Nancy. I realized you were probably asking that. And I was like, why?
All right, Jack says, are the various selling platforms required to send out 1099s this year?
Depends.
Yep. And so even if I'm going to put this out there and I'm going to say this loud and clear because requirements have been changing a lot the last couple of years, platforms are now pretty much programmed to send out 1099Ks. So even if you don't meet that threshold, you still could get a 1099K. And even if you don't get one, you better be reporting your income.
Yeah. And okay, what do we mean by reporting our income? We mean filing your taxes. So we hear from a lot of resellers, oh, like I only made pennies or whatever. And like, obviously, we're not the police. Like Courtney's not the IRS. Paul and we're not the IRS, but it is like you are obligated to report any income that you make. So yeah, that's why it's so important to just be tracking it somewhere.
And if you read IRS code, and I make this joke all the time because my husband's a cop, is even his drug dealers that he arrests better be reporting their income because in IRS code it even says they need to report their income.
I love it when you say that joke, Courtney. Yeah, that's amazing.
I have to. I'm sorry.
She's not joking.
Oh my gosh. Oh,
poor Greg.
Yeah.
That's how they took down Al Capone, right?
Oh. I don't know.
Yeah,
okay.
They couldn't get him on all the violent stuff, but it was like a tax issue.
Oh gosh. Oh wow,
yep.
That's amazing. Okay. Danny says, I worked a full-time job for all of 2025 and resold as a side hustle. Do I claim the monies made as additional income and file with my personal taxes, or do I file the side hustle income separately?
So you will report your income for that as a Schedule C, which is a part of your personal return. So yes, it will be on your personal return. It will not be a separate form like some people do have to do. But in your case, I have a funny feeling you're just going to be a simple Schedule C on your personal tax return.
Excellent. All right. Melissa says, I withdraw money each month from my business account to put in my personal account. Do I need to record that in MRG? If so, how? Thank you.
So it depends on how much you want to utilize what My Reseller Genie can do. So yes, we can track those transactions. That being said, you don't need to record that. I'm assuming you're like a sole proprietor or a single member LLC who doesn't need a balance sheet. If that's the case, you don't need to record it for tax purposes. But if you want to record it, you would create a general ledger account that has an owner contribution / draws. And you could just say owner draws, and then assign that whenever you're withdrawing money from your bank account to your personal account.
Awesome. And really quick, guys, like while we're going in between questions, I know that the pricing banner is at the bottom of the screen. That's talking about our monthly plans. If you're interested in saving money, we have an annual plan now. And those prices are $119 a month to $229 a month. But you would be saving, did I get that right?
You said a month.
Oh, I'm sorry, a year. Oh my goodness gracious. Thank you. We do not charge $230 a month, guys. That would be for the year.
Right.
So, oh my gracious. Oh dear. And yeah, with those annual plans, you get the equivalent of 2 months free. So you are saving. And then if you stack our coupon code on top of that for new users, you get an extra 15% off of that. So that's the equivalent of 3.5 months free of the software if you select the annual plan. So all right, guys, we're getting through these questions. There's still so many more. People want us to do another live, guys. So we will definitely be doing another one of these this tax season because, you're going to start using Genie and have more questions or, start trying to file your taxes and might have more questions and we will be here. But also know that we are here through email too. So you can reach out to us if you have questions before. Oh, sorry. I didn't say that you had one up. Courtney, are you able to also do a W-2 form in stocks?
Yep, I can do everything and anything for taxes, all of it. And if you have a Schedule E for some reason, rentals or Schedule F farms, I do those too.
Amazing. Do it all. All right. Amy says, can you do a high level? Yeah. So she did this right before we did the dummy or the demo, the dummy demo. Oh my goodness.
Yeah. So Nancy, my Reseller Genie is web-based.
Oh, Nancy.
She said a little bit ago, she said, I'm totally hijacking this live. Oh, goodness.
Hey, you're asking questions that need to be answered, and I'm sure others have the question and just don't want to.
Really good questions.
So I'm assuming this is asking about whatnot integration. We currently do not have this, but we do see how important this is. It's highly requested, so we will be addressing that. But I don't have a timeline for you right now.
Yes. Oh, we didn't say, I don't know if we said this though. While we have Mercari, Poshmark, eBay, and bank integrations, you can still track all your whatnot sales in My Reseller Genie, as well as sales and inventory, or sales from any other selling platform. So everything can go in there. We just won't have the automation piece set up for all the platforms. Did you already say that?
I did, but it's good to remind people
okay.
There's multiple ways to enter your information.
If I just purchased the year ultimate plan and need to do 2025 taxes and start 2026, can I do both years? Yes, you can. I can answer that one.
100%. And I'm glad you asked this question because like historically resellers have, run into tools where you can only import like 3 months of data from eBay, for example. And Genie will allow you to import for your sale platforms back to January of the past year. So you'll have no problem filing last year's taxes. And for like banks and credit cards, most of them will allow you to import up to 2 years of data. It's institution specific. The one I know about off the top of my head that doesn't is Capital One. I don't know why, but for some reason, Capital One will only give you 90 days of history imported through the integration. That being said, you can get your bank statements and upload them. So, or you can, if you prefer, you can also just enter them one by one, but probably uploading that many transactions would be better.
Excellent.
Yeah.
All right, guys, it is 8:30. We have one more giveaway to do. Let's answer a few more questions. We'll do that giveaway. Then if these two are still up for it, we'll keep answering questions. Okay. Do we have a platform report?
Right here.
I think he's asking what the platform report is.
Okay.
So when I was going through the reports, I didn't cover every single one of them.
Good memory, babe. Good memory.
So yeah, platform transactions. This is honestly a little bit outdated. The reason we had this report initially was to help people with reconciling their eBay account. And so this would like summarize, total sales, refunds, and expenses. But there's actually now My Reseller Genie also has a reconciliation tab. And if you're not familiar with that, it's basically just a way to make sure that your accounting system lines up with what eBay is saying, or it lines up with what your bank is saying or your credit card is saying. So that's what the platform transactions report is. It's for every bank and selling platform. It totals up those three things. But ultimately now it's a little bit outdated because we now have reconciliation.
Yay.
All right. What if platform doesn't pay till beginning of this year when customers keep buying after Christmas?
Yeah. So I think this is a 1099K question. And unfortunately, the short answer is it kind of depends on the platform. So some platforms are going to go off of when the money hits your platform account. Some of them are going to go off of like when it transfers into your bank account. So it really is going to kind of depend. In the course, we actually go into this a little bit and kind of talk about some of the different platform differences and how they report, and then also frameworks for how you can approach reconciling to a 1099K. So it's a little bit of a deeper topic, but the short answer is it depends on the platform. You sometimes just kind of need to massage the numbers a little bit to get them to line up. All right. Okay, in cost of goods, it also includes Schedule C, materials and supplies if I am building upcycling items to sell. Does MRG allow me to capture those material and supply items? You an Etsy seller, Nancy?
I knew she was going to ask you this question. I was like, oh, I know this is coming.
So
she's not an Etsy seller, she said.
I'm trying to think. So it's not something that like we built my Reseller Genie with that in mind. With some of the recent functionality, I think this is probably doable. But you'd probably, I think you'd probably want to do journal entries for that. So actually, shoot, we don't even map to that on the Schedule C. No, short answer is no. But I'm sure Courtney.
I don't think you do unless there's something I don't know.
Yeah, no. On our Schedule C generator, we don't map to that line. I was thinking we could make it work. I mean, like we can make it work from just a pure accounting standpoint, but for that particular generator, no. Sorry.
All right, 3 more questions, then we'll do a giveaway. All right, Kevin says, I have a state-specific form for purchased inventory for resale in my state. The form requires I track who sold the inventory, name, address, etc. Does MRG have a place for this info?
Purchased inventory for resale in my state. The form requires I track. Yeah, so who sold the inventory? Yeah, so here's how you do that. All right, so when you add your inventory, you're going to assign a vendor. If you don't have the vendor entered yet, you can put in the vendor name. Now, as far as the other fields like name, address, all that stuff, we don't actually track that in my Reseller Genie, so you would need to keep that separate in like a spreadsheet or something, but you'd be able to track the vendor and then tie it to the spreadsheet if you ever needed the address information.
I can only guess what state they're in.
All right. Next one. Is there a way to enter a beginning balance for inventory since it's not on the reconciliation page? I'm not sure how to get an accurate inventory report without that. I'm guessing this is in Genie 2.
So in Genie, your beginning inventory balance is going to be calculated based off of inventory items and sale items. and the purchase prices that are assigned to them. Now, if you wanted to just kind of force a beginning inventory balance into Genie, that would conceivably be possible. You could just record an inventory transaction for the beginning amount, but then the question becomes, how do you support that? So I guess it's kind of a larger question. The short answer is yes, you can. And let me show you what I'm talking about. So earlier we mentioned how you can add, I don't think I actually did it. You can add a general ledger account with an inventory type. So you could do inventory and then you probably did it as journal entry. And I don't know, I'll put it against owner's equity. So then you can put in your beginning inventory balance that way. So, I mean, that's a way to do it, but you just want to make sure that you have a way to substantiate what that number is. You don't really want to pull it out of the air. So I would say the preferable way is to assign your inventory price and date to the items in Genie.
All right, one more, then we're going to do a giveaway. I'm new to MRG and I wasn't keeping track of my COGS accurately in 2025. Do I need to provide receipts for the accrual method, or should I stick to cash method? I'm overwhelmed.
So all right. When you're purchasing things for your business, it's good to have receipts because that's documentation that shows you spent the money for your business. Now, of course, like with resellers, a lot of resellers purchase things from garage sales where there are no receipts. And so, I mean, obviously, if there's no receipt, you're not required to have a receipt. So, I mean, if a transaction should reasonably have a receipt, you want to have a receipt, or at least you want some sort of a documentation to back up what you're claiming the expense would be.
Get them to email in?
No. Okay. Care to weigh in, Courtney?
So I'm like trying to think for like, it would really depend. Like, I hate the cash method, and you know this, so that's where my brain's going. So for the accrual method, do you need to provide receipts? The best answer is to say yes. Obviously, if you don't have receipts because of garage sales, most likely you withdrew money or something from your bank account, so you can at least see that you withdrew that money. So what I actually do with a lot of my clients, I see Hill Bookkeeping. Yeah, that's what I was just going to say is I have a lot of my clients that do the yard sales type stuff, use a spreadsheet, or I've created like a receipt paper in a sense, and they bring that, or when they get home, they fill that out to say what they spent at a yard sale. But for past things, most likely you withdrew money from your bank account. So granted, it's not the best method, but it does work.
Yeah. It's not a straightforward answer, and it's kind of a messy situation. I can empathize with how you're feeling with being overwhelmed right now. It's great that you're here and that you're learning.
Yeah.
So like, I know this first tax season is going to be brutal, but
we've got help. We've got people to reach out to.
Yeah, and you're doing exactly what you need to be doing.
Yeah.
So keep pushing. You got this. And next year will be better.
Next year is going to be amazing. You're going to be so grateful that you did this. All right, guys, it's giveaway time. And then I think we might take a really, really quick break just to give these guys a second because there's so many questions. We didn't realize there was going to be so many. And then we'll come back to the questions. So we are going to give away one of these bags, another one of these bags, I should say. Sorry, babe. And in order to, I like taking them out. But let's see. Let's do hashtag Paul. Because I think that my husband's amazing and he's hot, but that's not why you're doing that. I'm just saying he's my husband. So, okay. All right, let's do hashtag Paul. If you would like to enter to win a free Genie tote, we will ship it to you for free. Courtney can't believe that I said that. I'm sorry, but I'm just, I just think that he's done a fantastic job tonight. And Courtney, so have you. We're just really, really grateful for you guys. Yeah, this is a lot of time and a lot of information, guys, that people will pay hundreds of dollars to get to meet with somebody. So we're grateful. Look at all these entries.
Right, I need to up my fees.
All right. Hashtag Paul in the chat. He's still.
We love you, Paul.
I'm sorry.
Thanks.
I'm here to keep things like exciting. All right. And I just said the most exciting thing that everybody's heard, all these cast and accrual. And I just said something really nice about you. All right. I'm waiting for some LOLs in the chat or something. And everybody's just hashtag Paul.
You made everyone uncomfortable.
Yep, I did. Everybody really wants this bag too. All right. I think we're ready to draw. Are we ready?
All right.
5, 4. And LOL. Thank you.
2,
Garden Resell.
1. Boom.
All right.
Will this make you feel better?
All right. Oh, Michelle Beasley, congratulations. You won a Genie tote. Evie is going to let you know in the chat what to do. But basically just shoot us an email at support@myresellergenie.com to claim your prize, and we will ship you that Genie bag for free. Do you want to take a quick break?
Yeah, that sounds great.
All right, guys. 3 minutes.
Yeah.
A little bit. Okay. 3 minutes. Courtney, if you need 3 minutes, do you want me to take you out? I will go ahead and take you off the stage. And guys, I just want to talk reselling with you guys for a few minutes. Or you can just turn the volume down if you're tired of listening to my rather high pitched voice. I feel bad because my son has gotten my high pitched voice, I'm afraid of. Granted, he's only a year old. But he has a very, very high pitched voice. So, all right, guys, I would love y'all to just let me know, how is reselling going for you all? There have been a lot of changes in the last, I want to say, well, it's always changing, right? But in the last 2 years, especially, reselling, I feel like since COVID has, come and gone, things have just really, really, they've changed a lot, and resellers have had to pivot constantly. I know that I have, even though I'm not reselling much at all anymore because I'm focusing on Genie. But how are you guys doing with your businesses? How are you feeling about the 2026 reselling year? Let me know in the chat if you'd like to, or maybe you're listening right now and you're just listening. But yeah, I'm curious because I've also heard some mixed feedback about what resellers think, this year has, what this year is going to be like. But yeah, I'm interested. What are your predictions? Do you think reselling is going to get even better? Is it going to become a bigger, even more and more people are going to be reselling, or what? Let us know. 2025 was our best year yet, David says. That's awesome, David. Congrats. Listen, I have been hearing that from many resellers. There's a whole lot of sellers who have been like, sales have been terrible. I'm seeing this in chats everywhere. People are complaining, and I really feel for that because it's hard. Because what all these changes have necessitated is that resellers who really want to keep doing this, like, we need to learn to pivot, right? And so we need to learn to roll with the punches, but also learn what these changes are, how it's affecting us, and then, then change and adjust things and grow from there. So, David, kudos to you. Sam Nova saying, learning Texas new sales tax for resellers. Yeah. Kimber saying, I almost doubled my sales from last year, hoping to do the same this year. That's amazing. Positive, I'm ready to grow even though there will be challenges. I love that mindset, and I think that's exactly what, if you want to stay in this, with reselling, you need to have that mindset, and you need to be willing to make some really, really big changes and strategic moves, because the industry is changing, I love reselling. This will be my second year full time. I'm not making big money yet, but I made slow but steady progress in 2025. That's awesome, Lisa. Good for you. Sandra says reselling is good, but keeping track of inventory and COGS and all things tax related is so much work. Sandra, I feel you. If you're not using Genie or something else to help you, now's the time to do that, because it doesn't have to be that much work. There always is going to be some work, with bookkeeping. Because it's always important to have your eyes on your numbers and stuff. But yeah, automation is key, and Genie can definitely provide that, as well as some other solutions. I retired at the end of 2025, so 2026 I will be full-time. Good for you, Danny. That's awesome. Reselling has been great. Yeah. Okay, guys, so this is great. I'm hearing from the majority of you that you guys are crushing it. Good for you all. That's awesome. I'll read one more and then we'll get back into questions. Reclamation rack. I only started reselling 4 months ago and things are very slow so far, but I'm determined to be successful and I'm very excited to learn and grow. Good for you. That's wonderful. There's so many people, so many well-seasoned, experienced resellers that we can learn from. And I'm so grateful for many of them. They have YouTube channels and they're just willing to share their advice and how they go outsourcing, garage sailing, all of that. So awesome, guys. Thanks for sharing all that. We love hearing from the reselling community. And with that, we will bring Courtney back up and we're going to get back to these questions. Babe, I'm sorry I lost your place. So you're going to have to go and find it.
All right.
Get your stretches in, Paul.
Yeah,
Greg put my lid on my water cup too tight, so I had to just settle for soda.
Very sad. Courtney, if I was there, I'd be getting you some water. I've been refilling his water cup the whole night. So.
Dang it!
I know.
Oh, I need to borrow Faith.
Yeah.
Sorry, you can't have her.
I might say something on a live though that you will regret. So just remember that.
Greg would too, so it's okay.
Oh gosh.
All right.
Are we back to where we? Okay.
Yeah. So, any plans to integrate with Shopify? Yes, it's a little further down on the list than some of the other platforms, but it's obviously a really huge platform. So it is absolutely on our list. Yes. All right. And then ThreadUp. We actually don't get a lot of requests for ThreadUp. Yeah. So, I mean, if we were to start getting a lot of people asking for ThreadUp, then yeah, we would put it on the list. I would say right now it's not on the list.
Yeah.
How are you doing on ThreadUp, by the way? Just curious to know. Because you did ThreadUp a little bit, didn't you?
I did, yeah. I really enjoyed it for the short time that I did it. I thought it was good, but that was a while ago, and I know things have changed since then. I sell on District under DibDit. It would be great if we could integrate that too, or make it easy to track my sales there. Awesome, guys. Yeah, thank you. We really value your feedback. So requests like this, let us know, and we will make a note of it.
Yeah, shout out DibDit.
Yes, DibDit's awesome. All right, I do cash, but can I track analytics with MRG as well? Where purchase, COGS versus profit, type item, men's, women's, dresses, pants. We do all that, can't we?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. The only thing is if she's saying cash inventory method, then you wouldn't be attaching your purchase price to the item, because that would be keeping an inventory. I mean, technically you could do it in Genie, but we don't recommend that. Ooh. Oh, how we get that?
I think I just rubbed my nose because I had an itch and I just sent balloons. All right. There you have it, guys. Again, I'm here to keep things exciting.
It's getting wild.
It's getting wild over here. We're talking about taxes and accounting. There's balloons. All right. I'm doing cash method, but last year my accountant asked what my ending inventory balance was for 12/31/24. Is this a red flag?
They shouldn't have been asking you for your ending inventory if you were doing cash method.
Yeah, although you're probably fine if you told them 0, because that's what the cash inventory method do.
Yeah.
So maybe talk to Courtney.
Yeah, Courtney is a fantastic accountant, and she is taking new clients.
And I don't mind reviewing past tax returns. I don't mind reviewing anything. Like, just message me and we can work something.
Amazing. Thank you, Courtney. And yeah, guys, her email address, Evie will drop in the chat right now if you need that. Okay, if I buy from sellers, does that cause any issues for RG on import from credit card?
I don't think I'm understanding the question.
eBay?
Sam Nova, if you're still here, could you try to clarify that?
Yeah, I don't think it would cause any issues.
Okay.
But let's clarify what exactly that means.
Okay.
We already talked about that one.
Okay.
Okay, so
if my MRG report is not matching the 1099K, how do I figure out what's wrong?
Yeah, so I hate to keep going back to the course, but we actually do go through some frameworks for like how to think about solving these issues. Basically, the first thing you want to do is, get some sort of a report from the platform that totals up to the 1099K. So like eBay has a report that shows you everything that's included. And then you kind of like start big picture and go smaller. So like think about, okay, did I, is the platform including canceled sales and I don't have that recorded? Or is the platform including shipping revenue and I don't have that recorded? Or is there like a difference in the payout dates with how it's recorded in my Reseller Genie with how the platform reports it? So you kind of like want to start big and get those big picture questions taken care of first. Usually you can get pretty close doing just that. And then depending on how granular you want to get, sometimes when there's like a really small difference, accountants will do something called like a plug entry, which is basically like there's a small difference and it doesn't really make a difference for your business overall. So you just kind of put in, okay, there's this much extra revenue. I don't know exactly which sale it belongs to, but that's what it says on the platform's report. So I'm going to put that into my books. You don't want to do that with huge amounts, but if you're like $50 off and you have $50,000 of revenue, it's not a big deal to do that. So we do go into that a little bit more in the course with the exact frameworks. And I go through a full example showcasing that if you want some more detail on that.
You guys sign up for the course. Also, Sam Nova got back to us about the last question, buying from eBay.
Okay, so buying from eBay sellers. So like you're buying inventory from eBay sellers. Yeah, no, that's not a problem. So if you're using the accrual inventory method, which I'm assuming you are, because that's, I could see that triggering a question about it. So the most simple option would be deleting the transactions, but you can also record them with an inventory type general ledger account in my Reseller Genie. So that would be my preference, is to record it with an inventory type general ledger account. But it used to be in Genie, the only way to do it was delete it.
All right, next question. We're getting through this. Okay, what if we did delist and relist on eBay?
Yeah, so the way Genie handles inventory, we don't pull it straight into the system. We pull it and leave it in a pending status. And then we run a duplicate checker. So we check and see, is there a duplicated item title? If so, it flags it. Is there a duplicated SKU? If so, it flags it. And you can say, don't include this. So yeah, that's kind of the answer for delist, relist on eBay. Big picture, I would just say don't change your item titles, because not everyone has SKUs, but everyone has item titles. Or if you do change your item titles, just note the items that you did so that you can manually say don't include this. All right, how should I handle things in MRG for items I buy for myself, importing from a credit card? Yeah, so that's another case where it kind of depends on the level of detail you want to keep in your records. So it is an option to delete the transaction, or you could record it as a like a owner contribution / draw, because effectively you're taking money out for yourself. So either one is legitimate. I would prefer doing the owner contribution / draw because you keep the full transaction history in your records.
All right. Sarah says, is it okay if I just pay my quarterly taxes in one lump sum at the beginning of the year so I don't have to worry about it throughout the year?
Short answer is yeah, but a lot of people don't want to do it that way. They just do quarterly. It's broken up. But in a sense, as long as you pay, you're good. As I had a conversation with someone earlier, just pay if you need to by January 15th. You've got a few days. Get some quarterly payments in.
There you go.
Oh, we already covered that. Great question, David.
All right. I need to clean up my general ledger accounts. Some need to be removed. If I remove one, what happens to the items tied to that? Do they become unassigned or disappear?
Yeah, so short answer is in Genie, let me actually share my screen so we can all see what I'm talking about. So when you scroll down to your general ledger accounts, there's a little trash can icon here. So when you click on that, you won't see it in your list anymore. It says remove, but it doesn't actually delete the account. It just archives it so that it doesn't show up in your list anymore. The transactions that were assigned to it will still be assigned to it. It's just going forward, you won't be able to assign that account to new transactions. So you're in the clear, and if you need to recategorize them, just run that P&L that we were talking about earlier so you can pick them out and then double click to edit the general ledger account.
Weird, got that.
All right, same question regarding vendors. Yeah, so with vendors, it's a little bit of a different story. So what I would say is you're going to want to use the bulk edit feature. So in Genie, you can export transactions and then modify it in a spreadsheet and then upload those changes to Genie. So you'll want to get the vendors uniform, and then you can go in and delete the other vendors that are showing up. So it won't let you delete a vendor if there are items with that vendor attached. All right. So what if in my inventory, I think we already covered this for Nancy because she's,
So as long as you know the year, put a date for that year so that way it's pulling that year. If that's what you really need to do. But yeah, we answered part of her question earlier. Yeah, Nancy, set up a meeting with me and we'll talk.
This is a good one.
I use the accrual method. How do I record items that I donate since they would not sell? That is a good one.
So you would add a line on your Schedule C, and usually you would call it damaged goods. And I figured, Nancy, damaged goods, and you would put the price you paid for the item. Some people try to put what they were going to list it for. It is the price you paid for the item.
Yeah. So, I mean, should I talk about like doing it in Genie, just recording as a $0 sale?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because you know that's going to probably be the next question.
Yeah. Yeah. So like in Genie, you could add a sale platform for damaged. Then
Do you want to share your screen?
Oh shoot, I didn't do that.
Thank you, Courtney. I'm so grateful for you.
Yeah, so you record it to a sale platform of like damaged, and then your purchase price would be in there. Sale price would be 0. So then if you record it that way, Genie will preserve your inventory balances. So like if you bought it in a prior year, you won't run into any issues with your inventory balances changing. And then it just gets written off in the cost of goods line on your Schedule C.
Follow up to that, Carrie's saying, did I hear that right? Are business donations different than personal donations? If business, you are listing them as damaged rather than donated?
Yes, they are different donations. Your personal are one thing, your business is another. You need to keep them separated.
Thank you. All right, guys, we're getting close. I have a second home and source when I stay at it. I track my mileage from my second home address to sourcing locations round trips to calculate mileage, along with obviously my first home to source. Trips. Is there a second part to that question?
Oh,
yes, there was.
Thank you. Is the tracking of my mileage for my second home sourcing trips correct?
As long as you're putting the mileage, which I think you said in the first part, from that second home to your sourcing back to your second home, in a sense, yes. You can't be like saying from your first home to your second home to the sourcing location.
All right. By connecting my business checking account, will that help to record all expenses more easily? Yes.
Yes.
Use our bank integration, guys, and especially if you have a separate business bank account, it's going to pull in all those expenses for you, and it's going to make your life so much easier.
Yeah, and actually on that note, as far as expenses being pulled in, so you'll get a notification in Genie when new transactions are pulled in, and you'll want to categorize them into the right expense category. We'll do our best, but the initial like auto categorization doesn't always work that great. So as you use My Reseller Genie, categorize and then mark reviewed, and that helps Genie to learn how you do your bookkeeping. So then the more you do that, the better Genie's educated guesses will be relative to how you do your bookkeeping.
Follow up to a question from before about the donations thing. With personal donations, I've tracked the value as resale value / used value, but sounds like that won't be the case if I'm donating under the business.
No, it should be based on the purchase price for the business.
Thank you, Courtney. Okay, Danny says, one more question. When I file my personal taxes, can I benefit from some of the deductions for running a part-time business?
Yes, because if you're a legitimate business, not a hobby, which are two different things in the IRS world, yes, because you can write off certain parts of your home, you can write off part of your cell phone bill, your internet bill, a lot of different things. So yes, when you file your personal taxes, you can benefit from these deductions as long as you are running a legitimate business and not a hobby.
Awesome.
Where can I put the subscriptions?
Yeah, so I think there's a default. I think there's a default account for dues and subscriptions in My Reseller Genie.
There was.
Yeah, I believe there is. If there wasn't for some reason, you can add transactions. We've done that a couple times tonight, and it would just be under operating expenses for the account type.
I hope you guys can't hear the dog.
Yeah, no.
We can't, no. I know the balance of my inventory on the date I started using Genie.
Yeah, so I think this is in like following up on earlier we were talking about beginning balances.
Okay.
Yeah, so if you just wanted to inject a beginning balance, you would do it with a inventory type general ledger account.
Yeah.
Follow up to the mileage with a person who has two homes. So I can track if home is my storage, say home to USPS to UPS to home.
Yeah. As long as you're going to USPS for the business and to UPS for the business and not personal, yes. But if you are doing personal, no.
Got it. All right. All I watch is reselling stuff on YouTube ad free. Can I put that subscription cost in MRG? That's interesting. I mean, like you're learning on YouTube about reselling.
I personally would probably shy away from it. What do you think, Courtney?
I was going to say, because I feel like the IRS would see that and it could trigger something as, oh, but you watch this as a personal thing. So you got to be very careful with anything like that. If there's anything personal, they could yank it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I would stay away from it to just be on the safe side.
It's going to look like a Netflix subscription.
Yeah, well, that's what I
was watching a thrifting show. All right. Is there a note field in the software for tracking that it's a cash yard sale purchase?
Yes. Yeah. So there's note fields for inventory and sales, as well as when you're recording transactions. So you'll be able to add in any of those fun details that aren't covered in another field in My Reseller Genie.
Excellent. All right. I put the bank withdrawals to petty cash and then log the inventory purchases to the petty cash account. One transaction on 12/31.
I think she's giving
one of the things earlier that we were doing.
Yeah.
Thank you. All right. We just got to the last giveaway thing where everyone was saying #Paul. All right. We're getting down to the end here. You guys are amazing. This is still like such a great turnout. You guys have really stuck around. Should we do one last giveaway at the very, very end? We were only going to do 3, but maybe we'll do it then.
Square up. Is that square?
It's like a little square.
Oh.
Apparently 2 different.
They're apparently 2 different
software.
You think that's what SW is?
I think so.
Square up for invoicing and payment. Interesting. Maybe. We haven't had requests for it. So, there's other things that are ahead of it in the queue. But maybe it sounds cool.
Yeah. All right.
I'm so glad you're asking this, Lisa.
Are you going to add split transactions? For example, a credit card charge that is part inventory, part expense, part personal items. I know I can do this manually, but would love this feature.
Yes, I would love this feature as well.
Me too.
So, yeah, we are going to be adding that for sure. I would say probably in the next couple of months. Like it's relatively high up there because it's super basic, but it's super useful.
But you have 2 bookkeepers who need logins.
Yes.
So it'll be after the logins. Well, I don't know.
We already did the
Damn. I tried.
All right. I know you have heard that before.
This one. All right.
All right, my apologies if this was already asked. Is there a service either with Courtney or Genie to do the initial setup? I tried a couple of years ago, got overwhelmed, and gave up. Thanks. Okay, well, first of all, let me just say that if you tried us a couple of years ago, we are a lot easier to use now. We've implemented setup guides and there's walkthroughs. It's a lot more streamlined. But in answer to your question, yes, Courtney offers setup for My Reseller Genie users. So definitely schedule the call with her. Get that $25 consult tonight. Email her tonight. And then, well, actually, Courtney, I don't know if they would do the consult first and then a Genie setup. Would they?
Yeah, they would be 2 different meetings.
2 different ones. Okay. Yeah. Yeah. So definitely reach out to Courtney. She's your gal.
Because My Reseller Genie setup meetings are an hour versus the half hour.
Yes. And a different cost.
Yes.
All right. Now I know we did cover this, but
where can I put my Genie subscription cost in?
Yeah. So you'd hit add subscription. There we go. Select subscriptions and dues.
You sound so angry typing.
You got to attack the keyboard.
angry.
Oh man, please, thank you for telling us that. No, he is not angry. He's just determined.
Yeah, so then it'll show up in the expenses section with all the information that you entered in. So that's the full workflow. Or if you had a bank or a credit card integrated, it would just pull in for you. All right, cool. Well, I think, is that all the questions right now?
Courtney, can you drop your email address in the chat? Evie had to step out for a second, and I'm having.
I just tried to, and it flagged it. It said it failed to post.
Oh, I wonder if it's thinking it's a spam thing. Okay. Yes, I'm trying to find Courtney's email. Oh, I have it right here. Hang on.
It should just be Courtney@fredericaaccounting.com.
Courtney, girl, for whatever reason, I cannot spell Frederica for the life of me. So. All right. Carrie, I just posted her email address in the chat. But yeah, definitely go ahead and reach out to her. Guys, this has been amazing. I can't believe we got through all these questions. We only ended 45 minutes late.
Yeah, thanks guys for hanging out with us.
Yeah, can you all please
I'm going to go play video games.
There you go. Rest your back, Courtney. Guys, thank you. This has been like probably the best, just like the most engagement we've had in one of these. And we will definitely do another one if you guys would like that. And what else? I'm fried.
Oh, we're going to do it again?
I'm as fried as you.
Yeah. Absolutely.
Guys, if you need more information, just go into the description of the video here. Remember that 15% off coupon, it will expire the end of this weekend. So the end of Sunday, actually. So Sunday. So go ahead, check that out. Remember, we have a 14-day money-back guarantee. Schedule a meeting with Courtney if you think you need it. She's awesome. She's, as you can tell, guys, she's just super relatable, laid back. She's not going to make you feel nervous or anxious. And we know that taxes, it can make us feel anxious and nervous, but she's really going to put you to ease. And yeah.
And you'll always see me in big sweatshirts. I'm not one of those accountants that's in a suit or anything.
I love it.
Who I am all day, every day.
We love it. We love it so much, Courtney. All right, guys, have a wonderful night.
See y'all.
All right, bye.
Good night.